That's okay. Back. I hope. I hope. Fingers crossed. I hope. Yes. Yes. So yeah, it's just like um, yeah, it's these things happen, I suppose. But anyway, thank you very much. I suppose it gives the opportunity for people who want to go somewhere else to just go somewhere else, I suppose. But anyway, thank you so much for everyone who came back. I really appreciate it. I really do. I yeah, I I get criticisms about my channel and about the way I do videos, and I talk too much, or just go on and on. It's so long. Why do you talk? So I get that, and so I'm very I'm okay with criticisms, and if you have criticisms for me, I'm always happy to listen to them, because no one, not even I, right? I know I am far, 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 far from perfect, and that includes my YouTube activity. So I get that. So I apologize, but I really want to say that I take these live streams very seriously. And I take the James Bond live streams so, so seriously, and these are, I think, for me, at the moment, one of my absolute favorite things to do on YouTube, which is to talk about James Bond films in a live stream like this. And I love this opportunity, and anyone who wants to join me in this process. Along the way, I fall down, as you can see, with this technical stuff, and I fall down. But anyone who wants to join, even if it's like one or two people, that's great. This is why I want to do YouTube. This is to be able to talk about A View to a Kill. All right. So this is one of my absolute favorite things, and so. Um, I consider it such an honor to be able to share my thoughts, and also to hear your thoughts. So my point is that um, as I say, I take it very seriously, and I apologize for the technical hiccups. That's all my fault. But again, I have to rely on technology now. So, and there's that. And so anyone who wants to come along, and thank you very much. And so I really want to thank all of you who have come back. It could have been very easy for you to say, "Oh, thank you very much. So long, Daisuke. I'll see you next time." But you came back. You came back, and so I am so touched. So thank you so much. I can't tell you how happy I am about this, and to see you, my friends, back here after all this really, I think, really kind of terrible stuff that's happening with this technology. It really makes it such that I would love to have a real life discussion one of these days with all of you in a room, so that once all this terrible um, uh, pandemic stuff is over, then one of these days maybe we could come back and we can do this in an actual room rather than doing it virtually, which of course means that there are these hiccups along the way. But thank you very much for sticking with me, my friends. I really appreciate it. Just know that this is one of my absolute favorite things about doing this channel, these live streams. And so I'm very honored and moved. And also I should say that well, I'll get to that later. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so the villains. Okay, so the villains. So the Dr. Mortner line of villainy is very creepy, and then it all leads to these two. And so it leads to the question: was Mayday also one of Dr. Mortner's? Maybe because her superhuman strength might be due to something Dr. Mortner did. I'm not sure. But we have Mayday and we have Zorin. Now, I mentioned it before, but I'll say it again. Mayday and Zorin are the one of the best villain combinations in James Bond history. let me say that again, they are one of the best James Bond villain combinations in this in this cinematic world. There is a, as I say, camaraderie between them that is so evident. They are playful with each other, and they are vicious, very, very vicious in their in their creative villainy. Um, and I love the moments where we get the shots of Mayday and her shows of strength when she's pushing the Rolls Royce into the lake, or when she's pushing the thing at the end of the mine before it blows up there, and the like. So she, and of course this goes to her look and her fashion and her demeanor and manner, and there was a moment that was referred to in the earlier part one live chat, which is the fact that she turns into a good guy, which is very much like Jaws and Moonraker. And this is very much also like the um, what do you call it? Wrestling, pro wrestling. There's this great moment where um, heels become faces, or bad guys become good guys, and there's this great moment of cheering, and the audience is along with it. I always find these character turns, Jaws and Mayday, to be very much similar to moments in pro wrestling, which is great. And so it has that element to it, and it's due to the characterizations between Zorin and Mayday. And we see in this turn where Mayday's allegiances lie. We see how affected she is, especially by Jenny's death. And we see also that she really believed that Zorin loved her, right? Because she said, "And I thought that creep loved me." And so we see that these character turns become uh, uh, indications of who these characters are, which I think is fantastic. A window into the mind and soul of Mayday. And we see how much Zorin meant to her, which is why she was doing what it was she did. And the fact that he turns on her like that in this terrible way is, of course, reason for her to turn like that, which then leads to her brief alliance with Bond, and her helping the Bond trying to remove the bomb from the underground layer there in order to avoid the explosion of the geological lock that keeps the Hayward Fault and the San Andreas Fault from moving at once. That is great stuff, and that's great camaraderie between the two of them, right? Get on the rig, I'll lower you down. Get on! Get on, damn it! Mayday is one of the best characters, and she killed. We understand she killed Chuck Lee. She killed Tibbet, right? Right. Bond says killing Tibbet was a mistake. I'm about to make the same mistake twice, and so Bond has a grudge. He should have a grudge against Mayday. He should have a thing against her, right? And would really, if it were any other Bond film, he would really take out his revenge against Mayday, right? If this were a Timothy Dalton Bond film, oh, forget about it. But this again goes to, I think, the heart of what makes this film a great Roger Moore film, is the kind of warmth that Roger Moore's Bond shows at this particular moment, which really adds to the effectiveness of the Mayday Bond allegiance, or alliance, excuse me. And so that is that's great stuff. And then to see this relationship is so great. As brief as it is, it's so great because they're working together. And then when Bond says, "Jump, Mayday, jump! I have to hold the brake. Jump!" And then Mayday says that line, "Get Zorin for me." And I've mentioned this before. Really, that line doesn't make sense, because there would be no reason, as I say, for Bond to want to avenge Mayday's death. If anything, Bond would want to avenge Tibbet's death against Mayday. But that line is so believable, because we understand that they are now friends, and so it leads to that great moment of the bomb being really flung out of the mine like that, and she's laughing, da da da, right? And it's a great moment. and Christopher Walken's line is delivery is perfect. Mayday, boom, and then and kudos to Zorin here for bouncing back as quickly as, I mean, this is a big setback for Zorin. Really, it is. It's a failure. It's a huge failure. His project failed, but he is able to bounce back. So there's a certain sense of resilience in his sociopathic behavior that is in the Bond villain context of it all in a quirky, odd way, almost admirable, because he's just able to say, okay, let's move on to the next thing. I want to kill Bond. So what are we going to do? Let's ram the mooring rope right into the Golden Gate Bridge. That's the best way to do it. Okay. And so and it goes, and it leads to the great sequence. Okay, so now let's talk about Christopher Walken as Zorin, which is one of the great components of this film. This is one of the great villains. The blonde hair, which is, of course, I think a subtle reminder of the blonde-haired villains, all the way back to Red Grant in From Russia with Love. And we have the glasses and the laugh and the Christopher Walken quirky, idiosyncratic demeanor and behavior in the performance, which comes through in a shining, brilliant way, right? And so we have the one of the scariest moments for me is when he's in the Howe's office in City Hall, and after he's shot Howe, and he's got the gun on Bond and Stacy, and he's like, what does he say? He says, intuitive improvisation is the secret of genius. And he's got the gun. And do you notice there's a moment where he points the gun right at his head. He's like, intuitive improvisation is the secret. That is scary stuff. That is, scary stuff. I don't know if it was meant to be a purposeful reference to, say, a film like The Deer Hunter. But in any event, that is scary. That is showing just how far off Zorin is. And you see examples of his madness. I mean, when he decides to have that Russian agent thrown into the propeller there, like, and that's pretty gross stuff too. And then, of course, the killing of Tibbet, which is also very creepy and dark and chilling. These are all adding to the character of Zorn, who is, I think, legendary in villain status. And then the Christopher Walken performance adds to it, right? Because all of the line delivery is great Christopher Walken line delivery. I can't do a Christopher Walken, I'm so sorry, but I'm happiest in the saddle. How about fishing, fly casting? And you can see Christopher Walken, there's a little bit of a swallow that he does. So there's more swallow acting in James Bond. This time, Christopher Walken, I'm neglecting my other guests. Get him away. Get her away from him. Have security keep a good eye on him. Right? And there are little things like, those little moments of a sound effect that Christopher Walken gives. I love the moment where he is using the computer and then he discovers Bond's identity. St. John Smythe is really James Bond, British Secret Service license to kill. And when he says, and the blimp, half our net income, I want more part of it, thank you, as you wish. Those little asides are what make the Christopher Walken performance Christopher Walken, right? All the way down to the way that he, right? One of my favorite lines is, after he's shot up the Conley's men, really scary stuff. The use of the machine guns, it's really violent and it's sadistic and violent. And after it's over, he said, right, the classic line, good, right on schedule. Great Christopher Walken stuff. I love it. And what's great too about Zorin is he is, of course, using other people. He's using Mayday, he's using Genuflex, he's using Panho, he's probably using Scarpine too. He probably only has affection for Dr. Mortner, I think, because maybe there is this father-like aspect to Dr. Mortner and the Zorn relationship. I don't know. But everyone else is pretty much, I think, expendable. Even Scarpine, I think. But still, even though Zorn uses other people, he still is not above taking care of things himself, which is, I think, a very scary trait of any villain. And he shows physical prowess, and he's able to pretty much to go head to head against Bond at the very end. There, of course, he has the advantage with the axe. Don't get me. So that's the big deal. But still, the fact that he's willing to go out there and take care of Bond personally, that shows a lot. I mean, we don't, right? Kananga, yeah, Scaramanga for sure, but we don't get that from villains like, say, Stromberg. There's a little, maybe a little bit from Drax, but not really. Um, and then in the earlier Glenn films, I think there's something to be said about this. I mean, this is almost like Necros territory in Living Daylights, in terms of their physicality. So, um, Christopher Walken is great, and of course the laugh. You have to remember the laugh. Ah, and even at the end, he laughs at the very end. Right, and he falls at the very end. So that's great. And you have to think, could he have survived the fall? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe how tall is the Golden Gate Bridge? I'm not sure, but we assume, of course, he didn't survive the fall. But maybe he survived the fall, and in which case, maybe he's still swimming there. Maybe he's swam to some kind of island, and maybe he survived, and maybe he saw the error of his ways, and he ended up becoming this great. Maybe I don't know, but anyway. Or the like. But anyway. So that's Max Zorin. Um, Christopher Walken, one of the best villains in a Roger Moore Bond film, and arguably in any Bond film ever. So, uh, yeah, Mayday and Zorin and Zorin himself. Wow, what a great combination. So already we've got great characters. As I say, I'm Stacy Sutton, Mayday, Zorin, and then Roger Moore's Bond. Oh, this is great stuff. And I haven't even gotten to the music yet, so I'll hold off on the music comments. But then let's go to the live chat. And again, thank you so much, my friends, for coming back and sticking with this live stream, even though I have fumbled along the way, quite spectacularly fumbled along the way. So thank you so much for your patience with me. I really appreciate it, my dear friends. This is, as I say, this is why I do YouTube, is for live streams like this and to meet people like you. So thank you. Um, let's see, Seth. So Zyrother's back again. Yeah, Zyrother's, maybe it's worth getting a Bluetooth microphone so you can change the phone at the same time. Yeah, I thought about that, but um, these things cost money. It's like, I don't know. It's hard. I just like having the technology. I get used to something, and then something else. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should, but one of these days. There's a fly in the stream. Yeah. Uh, uh, yes. Danful says, you get criticisms, good grief. I wonder what they'd make of my streams. Criticisms are I think great. I think the criticisms are always worth it. I'm always welcome to receiving criticisms, so not a problem at all. I mean, you either accept them or you don't, and if you don't, it really reinforces what you do. And if you accept them, hopefully it makes what you do even better. So always fine. I'm not a problem at all. Let's see, Halifax, glad to be here. You rocked. Thank you so much, Halifax. Seth Walsh, the shot of those police cars driving the hilly streets of San Francisco toward the city at night, chasing after Bond and Stacy, is so great. Yes, yes. And okay, this is a great way to enter into the music discussion. I love John Barry's score here. It's one of the best scores. Could be my favorite score. It's definitely up there with scores like Living Daylights and On Her Majesty's. That's for sure. The theme is great. The song, I'll get to the song in a moment, but the score, I love the score. I love it so much. I do. But I would love to imagine the San Francisco fire truck chase scene to have can you imagine? Damn Fool, are you still out there? Could you imagine the 007 theme over this chase scene through San Francisco, I think it would have been perfect. And it would have been the last great hurrah of the 007 theme to coincide with the last hurrah of Roger Moore's 007. Uh, would have been really great. It would have had that same Moonraker boat chase vibe. Oh well, we didn't get the 007 theme, but it would have been cool if we had it. But still, the chase is great. And Swing Me Back, oh, and we get some profanity from Stacy Sutton and the like. So I think Stacy Sutton handles the vehicle very well. She, and it's, I think it's kind of hard to figure out exactly the mechanics of the whole thing. If you turn this way, then the ladder should move that way. So I think that's pretty difficult to grasp, but she tended to get it pretty quickly. So that's good stuff. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. Armin is here again. Hello from San Francisco. So you're in San Francisco. That's so great. Yes. Let's see. Yeah. Giovanni. Yes. Thank you. This has been your best year yet. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ooh, let me say that in a Roger Moore way. Ooh, thank you. Let's see. The ending of the last one was gold. Thank you very much. If you haven't already read, I highly suggest the critical book, A Closer Look at A View to a Kill. It's an excellent, positive, deep analysis of the film and wonderful to read. Let's see. And let's see here. Armin says, yes, David Bowie. Yes, yes. Seth Waltz mentions Kujiro. Yes, no, thank you for that great comment, Seth. I loved it, and please enjoy your Kitano journey. Let's see. Michael from Netherlands. We will stay in Philly. And thank you so much, my dear friend. You are the best. Thank you. Thank you. And let's see. Okay. Let's see. Hanok is back again. Hello. It's great. Yes, Armin says, I felt that Mayday's makeup became more pronounced as the film progressed up until the sequence in the mine. Yeah, that could be true, yes. The difference, Damful says, the difference here being the turning is earned by Zorn's ruthlessness. Damful, excellent point. Yes, yes. And I thought that creep loved me. Yes. And I love too, before that moment too, I love where we see Mayday thinking, because remember, she's chasing Bond and Stacy through the mine shafts. She doesn't know exactly where they've gone, but she turns and then she says to Panho and to Jenny Flex, she says to them, you two, that way. And she goes on her own down the left somewhere, and then she sees the little hole in the ground, and then she tries to pass it, and she hears the pebbles as they fall, and then she realizes this is the exact same sound that she heard only moments prior. So she realizes that this means that she's on the right track. And so I love that. I love how it shows Mayday thinking like this. So that's great. Oh, by the way, I should say before I go any further, don't you love the poster art? The poster art is so great. Now it's got. I have this. This is the poster art, which is part of the booklet that you can get in the Blu-ray set that I have here. And I love this poster. It's a very famous poster art with Bond in the tux and Stacy with this somewhat revealing dress, standing atop the one of the support beams of the Golden Gate Bridge. I love these posters. You know, where they have the hero standing, pointing a gun away at the distance. It's very peculiar, of course, because he's pointing away. Zorin is here. Zorin is behind you. He's not in front of you. He's behind you. So he should be, in fact, turning towards Zorin and pointing the gun. But oh well, maybe there's someone else here that he sees and he should fight fire his gun towards that person. But Zorin is right behind you. I think with a is that a machine gun? So yeah. So anyway, great poster. So let's see. Uh, yeah. Giovanni says solid face turn. Yes, referring to the heel face turn of Mayday. Yes. Uh, Damful says her dialogue, Mayday's dialogue, after the turn has emotion in it. Yes, whereas all her lines beforehand were emotionless. Yes, I think the most iconic emotionless Mayday line is the elevator in the city hall. Get back. Yes, yes. Um, you're absolutely right. And then everything that she says afterwards is filled with, and even her reactions. When the sparks fly, we get some John Glenn commentary about that in the making of documentary, I think. But and so you can't. The timer's been booby trapped. If you tamper with it, we're gonna blow up. Yeah. Ah, what a what a great character Mayday is. I love Mayday. I love this film so much. I really do. I will never understand. If okay, no, actually, I take that back. If you don't like this film, that's fine. I will. I'm with you. I understand it, and I will listen to the criticisms. But if for me personally, I just love this film so much. I do. Um, Gosh, great. And I love the shot too, where Bond is. We see as she says, "Get Zorin for me," and it cuts back to Bond running down the darkened uh, tunnel. Mayday! In a distance, Mayday! Jump! Jump! Mayday! Jump! Oh, that is such a wow, wow. And I remember as a kid, I was shocked when this happened, because Grace Jones was I mean, I wasn't fully aware of her career, but she was maybe she was a larger than life character, and so you would expect her perhaps to survive in some respects, but she doesn't, and that's a real shocking moment. So, oh yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. Seth's okay. Um, Kubrick Lover says. Oh, Irwin says, "Ah, yes, Chuckley, to the great unknown mystery. I go first, 007." Thank you for that reference. Yes. You're right. You will soon be joining him. Yes. Too much to drink, 007. And then we need some diamonds are forever shish kebabs. And whoa, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Irwin. So, okay. Um, yeah. That was also something I saw in the theater at the time. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I did see that in the theater. That freaked me out as a kid. That was oh, that's such a scary moment. But anyway, not that moment, but a moment that comes later in that. But that's a discussion for another time. But let's see. Cooper Glover says, "Yeah, I have no idea." Oh, and instead, speaking of Chuck Lee, what a great way to meet, you know, soft shell crab, right? Which is that an unusual thing to get at this fisherman's market? Soft shell crab. If it is, okay, but again, I should study more about the fishing industry in San Francisco in the mid 1980s. But yeah, so yeah, that's an interesting kind of situation there. But anyway, soft shell crab and by the way, does anyone know what the song is that's playing in the car when Chuck Lee is assassinated by Mayday? What's that? Has that been made available? Please forgive me if you know what that song is. Let me know. But anyway, okay. Um, yes. Um, Seth says Bond punching the truck driver off screen. Yes, yeah. Ooh, give me a hand. Yes, and I love too when they find they go and infiltrate the mine outside, and they find pity you couldn't find one that fits. Speaking to Stacy Sutton about how she couldn't find something some outfit that fit her, but actually I think it fit her quite well. to be perfectly honest. I think, but anyway, I understand what the meaning was by that. But apparently, not only the whole idea is it not only did that costume or that outfit fit her. Apparently, we're supposed to understand and believe that she's wearing her white dress under that jumpsuit, which is, which is a feat of fashion design, if ever there was one. So, yeah, where's the fire? Oh, on your rear end. Yes, yes. Um, Armin says, I thought the Bond girl wasn't really the best. So speaking of Stacy, especially when she's running towards Bond and the blimp is behind her. Yes, yes. I think you mentioned this one in one of your old videos. Yes, I did. And I get it. I get the joke. Yes, it's the blimp. Yeah, but always trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Again, maybe it was the explosion that caught her off guard. She has been through a lot of extraordinary events over the past, say, 24, 48 hours after all. So maybe that has something to do with it. So, let's see. Yes, yes, referring to this moment with Zorn could be a nod to the Deer Hunter. Yes, as Damfool suggests. Yes, I agree with that possibility. As Damfool says, Zorn is the first true psychopath Bond has encountered as the main villain. Oh, it's Tono-san, o genki desu ka? I remember going to Duran Duran. お久しぶり、すいません。なかなかちょっとお会いすることできなくて、ぜひ、ぜひ、行きましょう。すいません。ちょっとまたご連絡します。なんかいろいろね、申し訳ない。すいません。ありがとうございます。Well, that's so nice to see you. Yes. Okay, so Ogeki desu ka? I remember going to Duran Duran concert in Tokyo about 7 or 8 years ago, and they kicked off the show with A View to a Kill with that heavy drum beat. Man, that gives me goosebumps. Yes, yes. I agree. I agree. Yes. I haven't been to the concert. ライブに行ったことないんですけれども、行きたくて、すごくて、嬉しいです。ありがとう。コメントいただきまして、ありがとうございます。またぜひよろしくお願いします。All right, so let's see. So sorry about that. So that's a viewer and also a friend, yes, here in Japan. So thank you very much. Let's see. So this gives me great opportunity. Also, I haven't spoken about the Duran Duran song. Great stuff. It's one of the classics. It has a great beat. It's a great melody line too. And I have to ask though, is that how you pronounce the word phoenix? Is that an acceptable way to pronounce the word phoenix? If it is, I'm gonna say the word phoenix forever now. But anyway, if that's, even if it's not acceptable, let's say the word phoenix. The phoenix for the flame. Oh, I love it. That's such a great song. And as I say, the way it's infused by John Barry into the score is genius. It links the James Bond theme, and it also has that On Her Majesty's Secret Service type of march beat to it, which is excellent. It gives the film, in musical terms, an On Her Majesty's vibe, I think, which is great. And it's the same kind of melody that you can use for romantic slow moments. Wine with Stacy. It's and those, which I think are so romantic, so beautiful, as I say, the great use of the song, because the song itself is great as it is, and it's way that it's enveloped into the score process by Barry is genius, absolute genius. But the song is great, and it leads me to the title sequence too. When I was a kid, and I saw that opening part of the Maurice Binder titles, and the young woman, the model, and it's like down, dun, 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 with the zipper. I guess I was too young to realize what I was watching, which was essentially the number double, or the logo 007 written across a woman's chest. And this idea, it's just opening. She's in a ski suit, and it's opening this way. I didn't quite realize what it was, but the mechanics, I didn't quite understand what it was. But I thought the look of it looked really cool. It was like this opening thing. Only later did I realize what it actually was, which wow, it's very interesting. But I don't know, there are moments too where the models themselves in this fluorescent lighting. There's the first model when we see I think Tanya Roberts' credit. I always thought that model looks so much like Grace Jones under this fluorescent lighting or something, and the way that the fire and ice motifs are incorporated into it, which is a link to the ice sequence at the beginning, or the pre-credits, and then the fire, I suppose, with explosions, and the fire at the city hall in the second half of the film. So yeah, excellent stuff. Um, let's see. Uh, yes. Damful says, sometimes I look at a computer screen at a certain result and do a Zorn chuckle. Asaf is here. I'm a big fan from Israel. Hello, Asaf. Thank you so much. If it's Damful, if someone will do something, Scarpine will start. Yes. Yes. Um, Oh, I was looking on YouTube the other day for like view to a kill. And there's like view to a kill clips that came. Sometimes they have movie clips on YouTube, and the clip at the end, which is the final sequence, the final fight. And then there's a bit where Zorn says, more power. And I saw some of the comments in the YouTube clip there, and it said, more cowbell. So some people think they hear the word cowbell when he says, more power. Right rudder, do it! Do it! And I like also, so does he say, I hear the word power. I don't hear the word cowbell, but anyway, more power. I like also his mouth movement acting when he looks like he's like, da da da, and we see Bond hanging there like that. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see. All right, it's 8:30, and we're gonna start winding the chat down. So if you have any final comments about View to a Kill, as I say, I'll try to go as long as I can. I'll be perfectly honest. What I've done is I've rehooked my phone, and so I'm still using the phone. This still faulty battery phone here. So, and I've hooked it up, but it could fail on me again. So if it does, then I apologize. But it is 8:30, so let's begin to wind down the conversation. So what that means is begin to start thinking about what film we can talk about next for the next live stream, and I'll speak about that in a moment. But let's see. Let's see. Oh, Will Rem. Yes. Dr. Tyne. Yes, thank you so much, my dear friend. A View to a Kill was my favorite #1 Bond film as a kid. It's still up there for me, and most of that is due to Christopher Walken and that excellent theme tune. It was important to have a rock song. Yes. Yes, after so many ballads. Yes, after the I mean, we'll talk about it. I love it. I love, an all-time high. Na, na, na. I love that song, but there's something snappy and rhythmically alluring about that. Bum, 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 right? And it just goes into it. It's great. Yes, and Phoenix. Yes. Um, and it just continued on with Aha, right? Yes. What a great soundtrack. Yes, and Anonymous Fowler agrees. Yes, Avtac has the best soundtrack. Yes, I got the sealed Japanese LP. Wow, a few months ago. I know. Congratulations, my friend. Wow, that's so cool. Erwin says, I almost went to Tokyo a few years back as a combo with Hong Kong, both cities being the top of my list. Oh, when all this world health crisis is behind us and done, which is hopefully very soon, fingers crossed, of course, then please come to Tokyo. Yes. Yes, we would love to welcome you, and we can talk about A View to a Kill and other films. Yes. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Damien's talking about the guy that falls out of the blimp. Yes, couldn't help but laugh at the size of the dummy they use. Yes, it's almost like the clothes almost fall off of the dummy. Yeah, yeah. Goodbye, Steed. Hello, my friend. I found it very poignant that Sir Godfrey was a horse trainer. Yes, a profession shared with McNee's real life fathers, and of course, his most famous character was Steed. Yes, yes. There's so many charming elements to the Patrick McNee character and his appearance, and especially when he and Roger Moore are together on screen, it's magic, magic. Yeah. Yeah. Erwin says I've crossed the Golden Gate Bridge on foot, and it's really high. You won't survive a fall like that. Okay. Yeah, I believe you, my friend. Let's see. 746 feet high, according to Damien. Ooh, okay. Wolfgratz is back. Hello. Yes, yes. There was a break. There is an intermission. Yeah, but we're back in the live stream. Randy, so who do you think will be the next Bond? Oh, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. I'm really bad at guessing games, but I'm okay with anyone. Um, it's not clear. Yeah. Damful says Barry outdoes himself. Yes, John Barry does. Yes, the score perfectly enhances the darker tone and desperation of the film. It almost references Bond being older. That is an excellent point. I agree with you about the first part. I never thought about what you say in the second part of your comment until now. But Bond aging. But yeah, there is something, especially when we think about the scene and the music that's used in the scene when Bond is covering up Stacy after she's fallen asleep in her bed. Bond was maybe expecting maybe a night of fun and passion, but he ended up being the knight in shining armor moment. Yeah, and it is a reference, perhaps subtly, to aging. The Bond character that we see embodied by Roger Moore being older, almost um, what's the phrase? Avuncular, perhaps. Does it go that far? I'm not sure, but yes, it does. It does have that tender, sweet and sense to it, which may be suggestive of Bond getting older. What a brilliant observation, damn fool! Thank you so much for that. Wow, wow. Okay. Um, I love when the cat screams right after the scream of the guitar. Yes, yes, wow, yes, yes, yes. What's it loaded with? Right? Rock salt. Oh, now you tell me. Yeah. What? But what? Why does he say? Why does he now? You tell me. When did she have a chance to tell him what it was loaded with anyway? I don't know. But anyway, anyway. So that's okay. Okay. So all right, my friends. Um, yeah, Temple, more power. Do it. Yeah. What's your favorite Zorn? Do you have any favorite lines from this film, my friends? What is your favorite Zorn line or Mayday line? Yes, yes. Get on, damn it! Or give me some spare clips. Like these are these nuts lines that they're just great because of the inflection, you know. And also there's like the moment where like Mayday's accent does a little bit of a like your helicopter leaves in what is it your helicopter what how many minutes is it in 20 minutes I think please correct me if I'm your helicopter leave she suddenly becomes is she, what is her nationality to it's in I'm so confused when I'm thinking about Mayday and Zorn. It's great, it's great. um Anyway, yeah. And I love the robe that Mayday's wearing after the sparring session with Zorin. It looks like this kind of what is it? Uh uh, mushroom. It's so cool. I want a robe like this. Yeah. Anyway, and then the look that Zorn has when Mayday goes into her room and bonds it like yeah. Um uh, I love this film so much. Yes. Um, all right. Just mentioned. I'm at the point where you're talking about the poster art. Yes, the poster art was great stuff. Yes, yes. Those posters are great. You know, I'm anyone who I have a lot to say about the Daniel Craig era and maybe poster art in general, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't I like these older posters with all this artwork. Most of the time now it's like Daniel Craig just standing there or like Daniel Craig just walking or Daniel, I like Daniel Craig, that's great, but give me some like poster art that we had like the GoldenEye poster art that was so cool with all the stuff happening. Now it's like Daniel Craig standing or his face or something like give me something. Give me something that makes it stand out from the rest of the Daniel Craig films because all these films are Daniel Craig films. But anyway, that's an aside about the Daniel Craig era and the poster art there. So, um, anyway, let's see. Davey Devolution is here. Hello. Moore was much too old as Bond by 1980. Oh, it's fair point. Fair point. Not a problem at all. Yeah. Let's see. Um, uh, Yes, love the Indiana. Will says love the Indiana Jones crossover with the cast and Bond. Yes, and you get two in this film. Yes, yes. Um, let's see. Let's see. Damn, I've always wondered about the song in Chuck's car too. Yes, I'd like to have that song. Yes, with the small music. Yes, yes, dun dun. And there's a lot to say about the music used in when you're listening to the what they're listening to. Yes, but that music by with that Chuck Lee, what is that song? I don't know. I mean, yeah, but is it a that is a mystery. That's also the does is has that ever been released on CD or soundtrack? The Papillon song, has that ever been released on a soundtrack? I don't know. Um, anyway, Ashton rules. Hello, my friend. Hello. Um, yes. Uh, as Danful asks how many diehard Duran fans are here as well. Yes. um, yes, Seth Wallace, that bass line in that theme. Heck yes, that was awesome, Jab. Yes, yes. Uh yes. Yes, Ordinary World and Layer Cake, Erwin. Thank you very much. Yes, yes. Welcome to the Layer Cake, son. Thank you so much. Yes. Uh yeah, I love that song. I love Ordinary World so much. Yeah. Um yeah. Duran Duran. Um, yeah. Have we gotten an answer? Can we say Phoenix? Yeah, thank you. Danful said the model with the fireface motif is supposed to represent Mayday. Yes, yes. Um, and I mean, talk about risque. I mean, Morris Binder has always been risque in terms of his work, but there's the moment where you've got the models and she's obviously nude, but she's got these like streamers across, and it's very strategically placed over her the top half of her body. Yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, was that Cobra Club? Thank you. Daisuke, the cowboy references a Saturday Night Live skit that Walken. Thank you very much. I didn't realize that. So I do know I don't watch Saturday Night Live as much as I used to. But thank you very much. I know that there was the bit with Chris. I know he's been on it a few times, but thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Walken has been haunted by that cowbell skit. Thank you very much. Thank you, David Calhoun. Thank you so much. See, I don't, you know, my Christopher Walken, I really have to try to find that stuff about Saturday Night Live. So I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in a long time. So Christopher Walken is a legend, says Seth. Henoch says fluorescent lighting is so remarkable. Chandan is here. Hello, my dear friend. Long time no see. I hope you're well. I know you've been busy, so thank you very much for stopping by. Um, let's see. Um, okay, so we are. Uh, it's 8:40, so it's almost time to end the chat on A View to a Kill, and let's start to begin to talk about another film, another James Bond film for next time. So, Damful says the soundtrack LP so beautifully mastered. Yeah. Um, Randy says my favorite Bond is License to Kill. Yeah, and I've mentioned too. I think that in many ways, because Zorn is or was a KGB agent, this is in many ways Zorin's License to Kill, because in License to Kill Bond goes rogue. Here, in a sense, Zorn is going rogue. So this is Zorin's License to Kill. That's what. We should also say too that we mentioned Lois Maxwell. This is her final performance. We see her crying. I don't know if that was done on purpose, but it is a sort of swan song, bittersweet way to end the Lois Maxwell run, which was long and prestigious. And she ends it this way, but it is a tender way to end it, because it is kind of sad to see this is the last time we're going to see her in this role as Moneypenny. So, but there's this great rapport between them, Bond and or Roger Moore um, and Lois Maxwell. So, yeah, yeah. So, all right. So, my dear friends, so this will end it up the live stream here. Again, I apologize profusely, deeply for the technical hiccups that occurred here. I'm gonna have to do. Maybe I'll have to follow Zyrother's advice and get a Bluetooth microphone. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But I always am so scared about Bluetooth. I'm not sure what exactly it'll hook up to. So maybe I might be speaking about something and it'll be heard by someone. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But anyway, um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. So, my dear friend, so let's end on Lunette. Oh wow, Lunette Fenduz. I'm sorry if I got the pronunciation incorrect. Hellotations. I love that. Oh, hellotations. That's a nice word. Ah, I love that word. Hey, hellotations to you. Thank you. Okay, so with that, and oh my goodness, Seth Walsh, did you leave a super chat here? My goodness, you didn't have to do that, but we are so kind. Thank you. What? Oh my goodness, Seth Walsh. Oh, I don't know what to say. Thank you. So kind. You didn't have to do that, my friend, but you did. But thank you so much. Oh, I'm. Thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, my dear friend. Thank you, and really, really, you keep me updated on your Kitano journey after your warm praise and reaction to the film Kikujiro. I know that maybe you'll have similar feelings, I hope, for the rest of Kitano's filmography. But thank you so much, my dear friend. Thank you. Oh, I'm touched. But okay, so with that, let me end my comments. I didn't even mention Fiona Fullerton, right? Paula Ivanova, James Bond. I didn't mention that, and the spa and the bubbles tickle my Tchaikovsky. Oh gosh, I should have. Maybe I'll spend. Should I make another video talking about Paula Ivanova and how she should have been Anya Masova, or maybe not, and maybe it was better that it was like this or not? I don't know what happened to her at the end, and the like. And maybe they should have joined forces because, in fact, they were all on the same mission, which is to stop Zorin. So maybe if Paula Ivanova and James Bond had joined forces at the end, that would have added more. Maybe more degree of chances of success. But anyway, they succeeded. So um, Maine strikes in 3 days. Any delays, and I hold you responsible. And we didn't talk about other things that have been like there are some really, I mean, coincidental. There's some things that have been spoken about in terms of, well, anyway, what was I saying? Let me just forget what was it I was about to say. But anyway, Paul Ivanova scene and the hot tub and the red roses reference and then I love Gogol waiting. He's like like this and like tapping the steering wheel there, just like impatient there. So he's doing a kind of Mary Goodnight in the hotel closet when Miss Anders visits, that sort of thing. So I don't know how long he was waiting, maybe 2 hours, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So, but I've said it before, and I'll say it again. View to a Kill is for me tops. It is tops, and I get it if people are maybe a little bit hesitant to like it all the way because of certain aspects of it. I get it. No worries. You won't see any complaining from me. Your viewpoint is your own, and I respect it 1,000%. And as I say that, I can also share with you my viewpoint, which is I love this film. Whenever I watch it, I am happy. I love the creepy elements to it. I love the funny elements to it. I love the camp elements to it. The score is tops. Those villains are great. Mayday, Zorin, Jenny Flex's walk is great. Tibbet, right? Patrick Finney, Roger Moore, the Tibbet Bond storyline is great. I will go down defending Stacy Sutton. I think she's a brilliant character. She adds so much force and dynamism. She is the detective that solves the mystery of this really complex plot that I was trying to describe earlier. I don't even know if I got it right, but I hope I did. Flooding the Hayward Fault, flooding the San Andreas Fault to cause some kind of pressure, which will then be released simultaneously with the explosion of the geological link or lock, excuse me, that will cause the water line, sorry, the surface, the ground level, to submerge below the water level, thus causing the flood from San Francisco Bay. So that is, I think, an outrageous plot. And so, but I agree with the comments of Richard Maybaum. This is one of the most surprising plots that we have in a Bond film. I agree. And I love that detective element to it. And I love the structure. The second half is different from the first half. The first half is the, as someone described it, it's the British mystery chateau horse racing scandal bit. And then you have ski. I didn't even mention the ski bit. There we have another ski bond here. Granted, too, there's Beach Boys there, but it comes and goes for anyone who's critical of that. And it has these great modes. It has great sunglasses. It has that great fur, which is I think totally impractical because it blocks your peripheral vision. But that's beside the point. He's got great aim with the smoke, red smoke thing, and it's red smoke. I was that on purpose, right? Red smoke, red roses, Russians. Is that, I don't know, but anyway, um, and I love the bit too where the helicopter it doesn't even explode upon first impact on the ground. It kind of it hits the ground, boom, and goes back up, and then crashes into the glacier, and boom, it explodes. And we go into that slightly dirty glacier-looking submarine, and we go in, and we have the one of the actors from Octopussy returning. Oh, Commander Bomb, 5 days to Alaska, 5 days, my goodness. But anyway, so yeah, so and then John Barry, Duran Duran, and of course Roger Moore. This is his swan song. This is his final film as James Bond. But my goodness, I think he goes out with class and style. Again, the age thing, I get it. So it's good that he didn't make another one, right? Because maybe that would have been even more of a critical part of that film had he made another one. So he stopped here when he needed to, and he stepped down. And from all accounts, it was a kind of a mutual decision on all of filmmakers' part. So, and Roger is very classy when he's whenever he's seen to be talking about the film. He's and when he's talking even about For Your Eyes Only, he gets it. The whole thing about being long in the tooth, and he sort of pokes fun at himself. But I think that's a very classy. He's a gentleman in that way through and through, and his demeanor and manner. And I think that shows a sense of warmth and grace that is really shining through in his performance as Bond here in View to a Kill, which is why I love it so much. I absolutely love Roger Moore here as James Bond. It's the end of the road, of course, for the James Bond Roger Moore films, but of course for live streams, we do have a number of remaining Roger Moore films that we haven't spoke about. I think For Your Eyes Only and Octopussy. So we will still have some room for Roger Moore stuff, but here we have Roger Moore one last time in A View to a Kill. Lovely performance, and I think it's packed with a lot of Roger Moore. Ooh. And the last hurrah, damn fool, you referred to it earlier. I referred to it earlier as well. It's the last hurrah in the shower, the last final. What a brilliant way to end. You start the Roger Moore era in bed, and you start with in the arms of a woman. You end with the arm in the arms of a woman, and you start with a moment of relaxation and fun between two human beings, and you end with a moment of relaxation and fun between two humans. And these two deserve it, by the way. Stacy and James, after all they've been through since the early morning, since the night before with the fire, and then early morning, because the whole thing with Operation Main Strike happens early, right? The explosion happens at 9:41 a.m. So all this stuff happens really. So they're probably tired. They want to relax and wind, have a good time, right? Right. You can't blame them. So it's like, and then it's a great way to you start Live Let Die in that way with Bond, and we end View to a Kill this way with Bond. So it's a great way to end. And to top it off, we not only get that, but we get one last Roger Moore ism. So we get the whole thing with the soap bar, of course, but then, oh, James, and we go down, right? And so that's it. That's the end. Ha 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 ha. Ooh. Cut to credits at the end. View to a Kill. And James Bond will return. Right. So, and I think is this the moment where we get the James Bond will return reference at the end credits, but we never get any future title used, right? This is James. It's only James Bond will return, right? That's the start of that here, right? So, but any event, right? This is it. That's it. So that's A View to a Kill. What a great way to end. And so there's that. So now, with that, let me just give one more Roger Moore-ism. So, ha ha ha, ooh. And we'll think about what film to talk about next, my friend. So, the floor is open for anyone who wants to make a suggestion for the next film. So sorry about I haven't been keeping up with this part of the the live chat, but let's see. I think so. What haven't we talked about? So we haven't spoken yet about From Russia with Love. Goldfinger, not yet. Thunderball, not yet. Um, Thunderball too. We spoke a little bit in View to a Kill about sunglasses. There's some pretty intense sunglass acting in Thunderball, so we should talk about that. Um, let's see. And we haven't spoken about For Your Eyes Only and Octopussy and License to Kill. We haven't spoken about yet. Um, um, oh, of course. Then Tomorrow Never Dies. A World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day. We haven't spoken about. And then Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and Spectre. We haven't spoken about. And then Never Say Never Again. And then Casino Royale. We haven't spoken about. Um, we have spoken about Daniel Craig Casino Royale, though. All right. So with that, let's see. Let's see. Anonymous Fellers votes for Octopussy. That's my most underrated Bond film. I love Octopussy. I think I think there's this whole thing. I don't know if it's how far it's carried through, but I get this impression sometimes, not always, sometimes Octopussy is cited as being one of the lighter Bonds because Bond is in clown makeup or something. I actually think the clown makeup in Octopussy is really creepy. It is creepy stuff, and it's one of these dark creepy moments that's very much like the dark creepy moments that we saw in A View to a Kill. So um right, yes, and there's some great Roger Moore acting here, especially when he's confronting Orlov. Yeah. And the music too is great, and one of my favorite there's some campy moments like it, but I love the dancing toward the end, right? Yeah, that's a really cool moment, So anyway, um, uh, and yeah, go out and get out there. Go, yes, excellent. Yes, and yes, he is loyal to the end. Yes, 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 and that's another thing too. We get another like antenna, right? We had an antenna in A View to a Kill, and we have a kind of a strategically placed antenna. I think it's some kind of antenna or beam on the airplane there in Octopussy. Yes, so very important stuff. Yeah. All right. So Zyrothus, I would like to do From Russia with Love. Cooper Clever says, I think License to Kill is the worst Bond. Hanok says, I'm voting for your eyes only. Hanok says Octopussy might be reasonable. Let's see. Davey suggests From Russia with Love. Hanok says, I love For Your Eyes only because of its tone. Yes. Yes. Danfels, man, I'd hate to be his valet. Yes. Oh, look at the state of my shoes. Yes. You're out of your depth. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Zorn's like, oh. Let's see. Mr. Gubba Shrimp is your hello. And Amma says Octopussy don't get the love it deserves. Yeah, it's a great one. Yes. And in fact, there's a little bit of Octopussy action in View to a Kill, right? Because one of the henchmen that attacks Stacy's home has a little bit of a thing there, which is similar to the Octopussy fight with the henchmen and one of the weapons that they use, one of the memorable weapons there. Okay. Will Rem says, I love the sound and feeling of the bucket of microchips getting tossed onto the rising model in the table. Yes, it's not a line, but that's my favorite sound. Yes, and then the sound of the mechanism of the table, the model rising, and then Zorn does that little, you know, and then Mayday has a little smile, like, oh yeah, that's a cool moment. Yeah, yeah, and then the John Barry theme, da, 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 and it was like, oh, whoa, what's going on here? And doesn't he do like a little kiss of his ring or something like that? But anyway, yeah. Randy says, I don't like the Craig Bond movies. I think he's the wrong choice for Bond. Irwin says, original poster art is kind of like a lost art. Yes, Damsel's the trend to go to generic art started with the studio forced to campaign on License to Kill. Damien, this will hurt him more than me. Yes, followed by the dramatic John Barry score as they approach the brisk classic. Yes, I agree. Yes, yes, Damful, John Barry, 80s rock. Yes, Damful says there's been no expanded soundtrack releases for the film. Sadly, that's too bad. Um, I really love it, and I'd love to get that Chuck Lee song. Uh, and then the Papillon song, that whistling. And you can tell also that Bond really does. I don't think Bond likes aubergine very much. I get that sense, but after all, you're paying the bill, right? That's what he says. Oh man, I mean, but oh well, yeah. All right, so where are we so far with the vote here? Is it Cool Kids Clips is back again? Not a problem. Thanks very much for stopping by again, my friend. Um, All right, so where are we here with it? Are we going to go by vote or consensus? I leave it up to you, my friends. I'm up for anything. We haven't spoken in a while. We've spoken about Guy Hamilton, except we've spoken, what we refer to colloquially as the Tom Mankiewicz Guy Hamilton era. We've spoken a bit. We've spoken, I think, about all the Lewis Gilbert films, right? You Only Live Twice, A Spy Who Loved Me, and Moonraker. We've spoken about some of the John Glenn films, but we still have For Your Eyes Only and Octopussy remain, and License to Kill, of course. Excuse me. Um, yes. Oh my goodness, it would have been, man. Wow. My goodness, I always think what would have been. Gosh. License to Kill. Yeah. Yeah, that, yeah. Talk about moments that freaked me out. That, yeah, I won't say what it is, but there's a moment in that film that really freaks. I saw it in the theater, and I was like, oh my god, oh, and then, like, blah, right? And then launder it. What is that? Every time that scene comes up, I get really nervous because it's so. I remember how that I was so traumatized as a kid watching that moment. So, yeah, and uh, uh, yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah. Mhm. Uh, a nice honeymoon. Um, anyway, so where are we? Yes. Davey says, I'm at the end here. Davey says, Goldfinger, the Guy Hamilton gem. Yes. And I mentioned before, but it's for me, it's always the old lady with the machine gun. That's great. Oh, I love that. Yes. Um, and yeah. And Thunderball. I know maybe I think Thunderball is there's a lot of great I love I love how um uh um Luciana Paluzzi and Sean Connery are dancing, at the club there when they're dancing, and I love how like it's the smooth sort of dance. It's not the smooth dancing that we see Bond and Domino dance, but it's more like it's like the it's great. Yes, yes. Mm. Da, da, da. And I love, strange as it may seem. Um, what does he say? I forget the line exactly. I've gotten used to your face or something, and then she's like, that smile that she gives is like, yeah, you can't shake me, Bond. You're trapped. And I like that guy standing there, the Spectre agent, like he's like standing there, like, and the guy next to him is like looking at him, like, are you okay? It's like you're standing, like, really, I want to kill him. Yeah, Thunderball. Yeah, do you mind if she sits this one out? She's just dead. Yes. Um, yeah. That's an interesting one in and of itself, right there. Thunderball. Yeah. all the different sound cue versions that you can find there. And, all right, so um, Wolfcrat's Portian. I was rooting for. I love that. I love the moment where it cuts right, and it's like the music is like da na 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 da da dum da da dum da da dum. Oh, it's yeah da da dum da da dum. It's it's great. Thunderball. So yeah, I'm up for anything. I'm up for anything, my friend. So whatever you want, my friends. You choose. So I'll leave it. Damn fool and Cooper Glover. You are always so great with this. So you can choose based on whatever it is you get a sense of. You can do it by vote strict count, or you can do it by a kind of more general consensus. Whatever you want, whatever you want, my friends. So you choose, and I'm up for it. Anything you want. Although I would say that just as a suggestion, if we were to do a Daniel Craig film, we should do Quantum of Solace because it's probably better to go in order because there is this sequential nature, a sequel like relationship to the film. So it's good to go in order. We don't have to go all of them at once, but we've spoken about Casino Royale. So the next film, if we're going to do Craig film, should be Quantum of Solace. That's my suggestion. Um, yeah. Damien says Goldfinger's auntie. Yeah. All right, is it for your eyes only? Is it for your eyes only? Okay, that's fine. For your eyes only. Okay, the ATAC. Okay, no problem. No problem. So for your eyes, so we're back to another Roger Moore film. So we're going all over the place. That's fine with me. I love Roger Moore, and it's what I mean. It's a classic. It starts the John Glenn era. It starts the 1980s. There are some campy elements to it as well, but it does have this serious tone to it. It has this Ian Fleming spirit to it, which we'll get to. It has the great dynamic, um, and right in terms of the villains, who do we trust? There are some beach sequences that are very reminiscent of Honor Majesty's Secret Service. There are some other direct references to Honor Majesty's Secret Service that are great. Um, there's talk about the score as well, the music. That's a story in and of itself, huh? And One of my favorite bits, one of the most famous action score sequences in any James Bond film, right? It's skiing. It's another ski Bond. Um, there we have this really iconic moments in Roger Moore's approach and performance as James Bond. And the like. So a lot to say about this. Um, and Someone mentioned, I think, the news about Peter Lamont. So that's very sad news for the world of Bond and the world of cinema, and because of course his work is extends beyond Bond films. But for anyone who knows Bond films, you know the work, the indelible impact that Peter Lamont had on the world of Bond, and so it's I think it's very touching and fitting that we can talk therefore about for your eyes only. Excuse me. Um, for your eyes only next time. Yeah, great choice, my friends. Great choice. Um, let's see. So is it for your eyes only? Is it for your eyes only? Um, just want to be sure I get that right. So, Fio, if I can get someone to confirm, then we can go from there. Is it okay? Cooper Cleverson, thank you for your eyes only. Great. All right, Dan for your eyes only. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Cooper Glover and Damn Fool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much as always. You are the best. So you've got to check out Kubrick Glover 1972 and his channel Kubrick Glover 19 oh, my hair is sticking. So it's Kubrick Glover 1972, uh, our dear friend who is supportive of many channels. He is a dear friend of ours. He's present and active in the YouTube space and also in the film fan community space. And as you can get to know him personally, one on one, in his own YouTube channel space. So check out Kubrick Lover 1972. Subscribe to his channel, please. Kubrick Lover 1972 channel. Subscribe to it right now, and hit the thumbs up and notification for that channel. He deserves it. He works so hard, and he loves cinema. You can tell he loves cinema. So what better place to go than to a YouTube channel run by someone who loves cinema? So Kubrick Lover 1972. You've got to check it out. Subscribe right now if you haven't already. And Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader, uh, right, the expert, the legend. You go to one of his live streams. It's like you've walked into like the master. This is like high level stuff we're talking about here. And so damn fool, you should write a book if you haven't already. So Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader, go to that channel now and subscribe to it right now if you haven't already. And go to his live streams. His live streams are way better than anything I could ever do. Anything I could ever do. His level of detail is magnificent. So you've got to, and I would love. I haven't done the interviews here on this channel for a while. I've been really busy, but I really want to start that up. So Damn Fools, we still have to continue our Bond discussions, and also Kubrick Lover. Please let's you and I have a discussion, face to face, and I'd love to ask you more questions about your cinema tastes and such. So, but in any event, my friends, Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader, go check out the channel, subscribe right now. And Kubrick Lover 1972, go check out the channel, subscribe right now. These are our dear friends, and they deserve it. So thank you so much. So yes, so thank you. And anyone else who wants to be a moderator, just let me know. Just send me a message or something, and I'll be very happy to do so. Because as I say, I can't do this without you, my friends. I can't do it. I'm so hopeless, as you can see. I'm hopeless without the support and friendship of all of you nice people. I don't deserve it. I really don't. I don't deserve it. But you are always kind, and you come through and you hold the fort whenever I need to take care of something. You're very patient with me whenever I need to figure out something with the technical details and the like. So this is I owe you so much. So but anyway, my dear friends, thank you very much. So how should we end? How should we end this live chat? This live chat. It's we ended the first part with the Dr. Mortner, right? Then boom, right? So we ended it that way. So how should we end this second and final part of the live stream? So let's see. Let's see. I suppose we could end it with. Yeah, let's end it with the. Oh gosh, what should we do it? How should we do it? Okay, I know. So there's that famous bit in the blimp in the middle of the film where Mayday and Zorn's like, so does anyone else want to drop out? And they go towards the Golden Gate Bridge, and then they go into the cockpit, right? It's a famous scene, and they say the title of the film. So Mayday says, "Wow," right? And then Zorn says his thing. So I'm gonna say Mayday's line at the end. So you out there, my dear friends, you say back to me Zorn's line, or say it in the chat. So that's how we'll end it. Okay. And then so we'll go from there. So anyway, my dear friends, so thank you so much. As always, thank you so much for your time, your patience, your energy, your knowledge, and your support, and for being you. Thank you. As I say, I've said it many times today already, and I'll say it again because it's really important and I really mean it. I can't do this without you. These live streams mean so much to me. They really do. I've been there was something recently. I wasn't made aware of it until some people brought it to my attention about, like, there was this video called something like cult of Criterion or someone made this video and they included these clips or something. And so I was very flattered. I didn't quite know what it meant when I first heard the news, but oh, I was very flattered. So I was very taken with that. So but even with all that kind of stuff, for me, ultimately, it's about being able. It's about being able to talk to you about a film like A View to a Kill. This is why why I like to do YouTube. I love YouTube because it gives me the opportunity to talk to you about A View to a Kill, right? So this is to me the whole reason to do it. So you give me this great opportunity, and you put up with my shenanigans, technical shenanigans, and you decide to come back anyway. So wow, I'm so moved. So thanks you for giving me this great honor to be able to talk about A View to a Kill, and this live stream. So this is for me uh, uh, what makes YouTube worth it, is to be able to connect with you in a live fashion like this, especially during these terrible times, right? Oh gosh, I want all this to be over quickly, but in the meantime, thank you so much for affording me this great opportunity. As I say, this is why I do YouTube, because of this opportunity and being able to meet you and to hear your thoughts about A View to a Kill. Yes. Okay, so with that, my friends, thank you. Stay strong, stay safe. For Your Eyes Only is next, so we will talk about that, and all that great stuff, right? And right, including all the stuff, right? Delicatessen in stainless steel. I know. All right, so we'll talk about that and more. When we talk about For Your Eyes Only. But in the meantime, my friends, please continue to be happy and healthy and well. And please keep on watching a lot of great movies. So thank you very much. And until we meet again, all right, stay safe and cheers. And so with that, my friends, are you ready? Here we go. Wow. What a view. Thank you very much, my friends. Thank you. Cheers.